Alright folks, we're going to try and install an amp research bed step today. It really isn't that difficult. The key thing you need to do is open up the box and get out the instructions. If you'll follow along though in the instructions, what's not really clear in the instruction is the orientation of the parts. Yeah, I've got a black and white diagram. Yes, it's two-dimensional or one-dimensional. We're going to try it in three-dimensional today by actually laying the parts out on the table for you to show you how they're oriented. So that's kind of what they look like on paper. Really, if you'll follow the instructions, this is how it goes together. Alright, let's do a pre-assembly. We've got two 17mm bolts that will go through a spacer plate and then go on to the assembly. Kind of snug those up, and that's what this assembly is going to look like as it goes on to the vehicle. Next we'll go underneath the vehicle and get it ready to accept this assembly piece. Alright, if you follow the instructions, there's a little bracket plate that goes from here. It's already been removed to these two bolts over here on the bumper. That plate gets removed. Two bolts that were previously right here get removed, and then we're ready to bring the amp step and put it in place. Alright, the folks at AMP do spend a lot of time putting instruction sheets together for you, but I realize you're a guy and you're going to do it the hard-headed way. You're going to do it without reading the instructions. Sometimes that will get you into trouble. If you'll look at this pre-assembled, you'll notice that the step has been put, it can be adjusted to the left or to the right. Actually, this step has been adjusted all the way in. Technically, according to the instructions, that's not right. Alright guys, what's the next step? I know, you've got the assembly, it's ready. You've got the bolts removed from the truck, so it's ready to accept the assembly. And the next step is you take the instructions and you throw them away, right? No, wrong. If you were to have opened the instructions, you would notice that they do have you install the assembly first underneath the truck, and later they have you put the step on. But you already threw them away, didn't you? You thought you were finished the first go round, and you pre-assembled the step onto the assembly. Really, this isn't a problem. The step can be oriented to where the step is actually in or out, and it's just really a customer preference. This one, the step is oriented in. If you will, when you install the step, you can orient it. You see the difference? This step is oriented all the way out. Again, doesn't really matter. I know you've skipped the instructions already. You're going to go ahead and put this step on. Doesn't matter. We're going to go ahead and put it in place now because we do have it assembled. Alright, hardheads, we told you not to install the step prior to. It just makes the assembly heavier to put into place. Again, it's not that big a deal. We're going to take our 15mm bolts, come up here and install the 15mm bolts into the bumper bracket. Yep, I told you it was heavier. Alright, we've got the bottom bolt threaded. We're going to thread the top one. Now it's just a matter of getting everything tightened up. And you can watch the step operate up and down. Let's go get the socket and get everything tightened up. Where are the power tools at when you need them? Alright, the AMP instructions have torque specifications for this. We call it torque specification good and tight. There's the operation of the step. You're finished.